This is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the show about everything that gets you from here to there. Your hosts are Robbie and Terry, both 15. Every week they break it down so you actually get it.
Automobiles, the show about everything that gets you from here to there. I'm Terry.
And I'm Robbie. And today we're talking about bullet trains, the ones that make regular trains look like they're running on decaf.
We're talking about trains that cruise at over 200 miles an hour. That's not a train, that's basically a very long, very polite aircraft.
One that stays on the ground, which honestly feels like cheating in the best possible way.
So let's start at the beginning. Why can't a normal train just go that fast?
Great question. Regular trains run on tracks with gaps, bumps, and curves that would turn a speeding train into a very expensive disaster.
Bullet trains, or high-speed rail as the engineers call them, need tracks that are almost perfectly smooth and straight.
Japan's Shinkansen network, which launched way back in 1964, pioneered a lot of this: dedicated tracks, no level crossings, no sharing the road with freight.
No freight trains cutting in line. That alone sounds revolutionary.
The tracks are also welded into one continuous ribbon of steel, so there's no clickety-clack, just a smooth, eerie whoosh.
Which is kind of disappointing if you like the clickety-clack, honestly.
Okay, but here's where physics gets interesting. At 200 miles an hour, air resistance is your biggest enemy, not the track.
Drag force actually increases with the square of speed, so going twice as fast means roughly 4 times the air pushing back at you.
Which is why bullet trains have that long, pointy nose. It's called an aerodynamic nose profile, and it slices through air instead of punching it.
The Japanese Series 500 Shinkansen has a nose that's about 50 feet long, 50 feet just for the nose.
That's longer than some people's entire living situations.
Engineers actually took inspiration from the kingfisher bird, which dives into water without making a big splash.
So birdwatching literally made bullet trains better. I love that sentence existing.
The pantograph, that's the zigzag arm on top that touches the electric wire, also had to be redesigned to stop it from creating a sonic boom every time it passed through a tunnel.
A sonic boom from a pantograph. Tunnels are basically giant noise amplifiers, and early bullet trains were setting off pressure blasts that blew out windows in nearby houses.
Engineers reshaped the pantograph to slip through that compressed air instead of slamming into it.
Meanwhile, the wheels, the motors, everything is tuned to reduce vibration, because at high speed, a tiny wobble becomes a very big problem very fast.
The trains also tilt slightly into curves, up to 8 degrees on some systems, so passengers don't feel like they're about to slide into the person beside them.
Which is called active tilting, and it's handled by onboard computers adjusting in real time as the train reads the track ahead.
It's basically the train leaning into a corner like a cyclist, except the cyclist weighs about 700 tons.
A little over that, yes.
France's TGV holds a record for the fastest wheeled train ever tested, 574 kilometers per hour in 2007, which converts to about 357 miles per hour.
That was a special test run, not a normal service speed, but still 357 miles an hour on rails.
That's genuinely faster than some small propeller planes.
And Japan's maglev, magnetic levitation trains, have hit over 370 miles per hour in tests because they don't even touch the track.
Maglev literally floats using opposing magnetic fields, no friction, no wheels, just hovering metal at absurd speeds.
The catch is maglev infrastructure costs an enormous amount to build, so most countries still use steel wheel high-speed rail.
China has the world's largest high-speed rail network by far, over 25,000 miles of high-speed track as of the mid-2020s.
To put that in perspective, that's roughly the circumference of the entire Earth.
And they built most of it in about 15 years, which is either inspiring or slightly terrifying depending on your perspective.
Both. Definitely both.
The environmental case is pretty strong too. High-speed rail produces far fewer emissions per passenger than flying the same route.
So the 200-mile-an-hour train is not just fast, it's also considerably greener than hopping on a plane for a short trip.
The engineering is kind of a greatest hits of physics, aerodynamics, electromagnetism, materials science, computer control systems, all working at once.
It's basically a rolling science fair project, except the science fair project carries 300 passengers at the speed of a small aircraft.
And serves a pretty decent bento box in Japan, apparently.
Priorities in order. That's all for today. Fast tracks, clever noses, and magnetic levitation.
Thanks for riding with us. We'll keep digging into how the world moves.
See you next week on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.